Hey guys, YouTube 100 here. Alright, now here I am with another ECW pay-per-view review. And now, next up, here I am with a review for ECW Massacre on 34th Street 2000. So this was the final ECW pay-per-view of 2000. Yeah, and yeah, before December to December was a pay-per-view in 2006. Yeah, ECW did have another December themed ECW pay per view, and yeah, man, it was this. So yeah, so as far as this show goes, I guess this overall was a good show. Yeah, and I think that is mostly due to the last two matches on the show. Yeah, like this show does have a pretty great last couple matches. Like yeah, the last two matches really are like pretty great matches. Yeah, the rest of the show, though, yeah, the rest of the show really just seems like kind of up and down once again. Yeah, because the rest of the show really does like just seem like it. Some stuff is good about it, some stuff is not so good about it. So the rest of the show really does seem like a very mixed bag on it. But yeah, I would definitely say that the last two matches of the show really do save it from really being a bad show and really do make it a pretty good show. So that is really like the best way to put this show. Yeah, very mixed for like most of it, but yeah, in the last two matches, like with a great last couple matches, yeah, I think that really does make this a pretty good show. So yeah, so yeah, there's not really like any other way to really put it. Yeah, there's no. So that really does pretty much sum the show up. Like a mixed show, but yeah, it get, is made good by the last couple matches. All right, so yeah, so just don't really know how else to really put it. So yeah, so I guess I'll just start talking about the show. All right. So the first match of the night, it was um uh, the Bad Street Boys against Simon Diamond and Johnny Swinger. And there was like a stipulation added to the match where the winning team would win the managerial services of Dawn Marie. Yeah, and this match was okay. This is like kind of like what I was talking about before with like how the ECW Tag Team Division really seemed to be like how just they had like very short matches, and yeah, this was another case of that. Like this match was only like 5 minutes long. It did just kind of go like back and forth, not really anything too memorable about it. Yeah, it did just like kind of go like a back and forth between both teams. Yeah, then yeah, like I said, it went on for about like 5 minutes, and then the Backstreet Boys ended up getting the win after delivering a Rebel Yell to Johnny Swinger. The Backstreet Boys ended up winning the match and seemingly got the managerial services of Don Marie. But yeah, then there was a swerve where Don Marie ended up turning on them, and then yeah, Simon Diamond and Johnny Swinger attacked them. So the whole managerial service thing was just a ruse. It was so yeah. So like I said, it was an okay match. Not really anything too memorable about it. Plus, yeah, it was only like a 5 minutes long. So I would probably give that match like a 2.5 stars. Yeah. And then next up, then we had Balls Mahoney versus C.W. Anderson, and yeah, this match really was not really that great. Yeah, it was just like kind of just a standard back and forth action between both guys. Not really anything memorable happened. It was kind of slow, so not really anything that great happened in this match. It just like did kind of like go back and forth. But yeah, like I said, it was kind of slow. Then you had other members of a hot commodity getting involved in the match. Yeah. Then eventually, um um Easy Money then got the win, and after delivering a moonsault to uh, Balls Mahoney and was able to pin him. So Easy Money ended up getting the win. So, yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah, what did I say before? Did I say CW Anderson earlier? Like, I meant Easy Money. Yeah, it was Easy Money versus Balls Mahoney. Yeah, I forgot if I don't know what I actually just did say a minute ago. Like, you probably just, like, heard what I said a minute ago as you were watching this video. But yeah, I forgot, like, if I said CW Anderson or Easy Money. So yeah, it was actually Easy Money versus Balls Mahoney in the match. Yeah. And like I said, Easy Money ended up getting the win after some interference from the other members of Hot Commodity, and then Easy Money delivered a moonsault to Balls Mahoney and got the win. So yeah, so like I said, that match really was not anything that great at all. Like it was a pretty slow match and not really anything memorable about it. So I would give that match like 2 stars. Yeah. Then afterwards, then Hot Commodity then continued to attack Balls Mahoney. Yeah. But then then Nova came out and made the save. Then it led to like an impromptu match between Nova and Julio Dinero. So so another impromptu match here. So I really don't know what the obsession is with ECW of like needing to have like an impromptu match on like practically every pay-per-view. Yeah, and this really wasn't that great either. Like, this was like a pretty slow and unmemorable match. It was just like the two guys fighting back and forth with each other. There was like kind of like some high flying moves in the match. Then eventually, Nova ended up getting the win after delivering a high angle senton bomb to Julio Dinero and pinned him. So Nova got the win. So like the previous match, like it really was like a pretty slow and unmemorable match. Not anything special about it at all. So I would give that match probably like I guess I would give that like 2 stars as well. Then next up, then we had the ECW Tag Team Championship on the line. It was the FBI, Little Guido, and Tony Mamaluke defending against Danny Doring and Roadkill. And this match was actually pretty good. Like, it was like a good back and forth tag team match between both guys. There were some like nice moves in the match. Roadkill did like some big moves in the match. Like there were some double team moves in the match. Yeah, there was like this one point where like Roadkill like dove to the outside of the ring onto Big Sal, taking him out. Yeah, and there was this one point where like uh, I think it was Danny Doring delivered like a super kick to Tony Mamaluke, or maybe the other way around. I forgot exactly which one, but they delivered like the super kick to the other guy. Then they just like flew like off the ring apron, like over the guardrail into the crowd. Oh yeah, and then it just did like a go back and forth between both teams. Then Little Guido tried to deliver a kiss of death to Roadkill, but Roadkill was able to avoid it. And then Roadkill and Danny Doring delivered the buggy bang to Little Guido and were able to pin him. So Danny Doring and Roadkill won the tag team titles. So that was actually a pretty good match right there, and some nice spots like with the super kick spot and like with a Roadkill like diving over the ropes onto Big Sal, and some other like nice moments in the match too. So that was overall a pretty good match right there. I would probably give that about 3.25. Yeah. Then next up had Tommy Dreamer versus C.W. Anderson. And this match was also pretty good. It was just kind of like a back and forth match between the two guys. This probably could have been better, but it was still overall an entertaining match between the two guys. Nice, yeah. It just did like go back and forth. It did like kind of go on for a little while. It went on for like about like 15 minutes or so. They like were fighting like there was like some weapon use in the match. They've like fought like all around the ring in the crowd. They like were throwing each other into like chairs and tables and stuff. So it was kind of like the kind of match that ECW was known for having. So it was really just like kind of one of those matches. It was a nice match. We did go back and forth, and then eventually C.W. Anderson was able to get the win after delivering a spine buster to Tommy Dreamer through a table and pinned him. So C.W. Anderson got the win. So that, like I said, that was overall a pretty good match. I'd probably give that about like 3.25 as well. Yeah. Then next up, then you had the ECW television title on the line with Rhino defending against Spike Dudley. And this was okay. Yeah, I mean, not really anything totally groundbreaking about the match, but yeah, it was okay. Like, it had some good moments in the match, and yeah, Spike Dudley did look pretty good here against Rhino. Yeah, there was like some weapon use in the match. Like, there was this one point where like a Rhino like was like uh dangling over the guardrail, and Spike Dudley like nailed him with a chair. Yeah, then you had like this point where like Spike Dudley tried to go for a Dudley dog on Rhino, but Rhino was able to throw Spike off, and Spike went through a table down to the floor on the outside. And it did just kind of go back and forth between both guys. Yeah, then eventually, then Rhino then got Spike Dudley in like a headlock or a chokehold, and ended up choking Spike Dudley out. Yeah, so Rhino ended up getting the win. So yeah, so like I said, it was an okay match. It There was nothing really like a groundbreaking about it, nothing like really phenomenal, but yeah, it was okay for what it was. So yeah, so I guess I would give that match probably like 2.5 stars. Then next up, then we had uh the Unholy Alliance, Tajiri and Mikey Whipwreck versus Super Crazy and Kid Kash. And yeah, this was a pretty great match right here. Yeah, this really was like a really awesome tag team match between the four. Like, yeah, I mean, like I've been talking about before, like this match had both Tajiri and Super Crazy in it. So I've already talked about like the kinds of matches that these guys were really having during this time. So yeah, so do I really even need to explain anymore? Yeah, this was like a pretty great match, some back and forth acting between the two, especially like when it was like Super Crazy and Tajiri were fighting. Like the guys like kept like countering each other's moves, and yeah, they were like avoiding a lot of moves from each other. So yeah, it was like some really great back and forth acting between the two of them. Then like there were some like double team moves as Mikey Whipwreck and Kid Kash were getting involved. There was like this moment where you had like a whole bunch of chairs, like I think it was like on a Kid Kash, and yeah, and they like the chairs like all collided with each other into Kid Kash. Yeah, and then like a Super Crazy, of course, was like very acrobatical. There was this one point where Super Crazy did a moonsault off the ropes into the crowd. Then like a Kid Kash, then like uh, then like dove to the outside on the floor onto like all the guys. Yeah, Kid Kash really did like really awesome in this match. Like at one point, like Mikey Whipwreck hit a whippersnapper to Kid Kash onto some chairs. Here from the top turnbuckle down to the canvas. Then Mikey Whipwreck then delivered like another whippersnapper to like Kid Kash, like from the turnbuckle on the apron down to the floor through a table. Yeah, and it really did just like go back and forth. Like Super Crazy hit like a whole bunch of moonsaults in the match. Then there was this like cool spot where Mikey Whipwreck was like up on the turnbuckle. Then Mikey Whipwreck then delivered a Hurricane Rana to Mikey Whipwreck. Kid Kash delivered a Hurricane Rana to Mikey Whipwreck from the apron down to the floor through a table. So yeah, that was a pretty cool spot. And then eventually Tajiri then hit a swinging DDT onto Super Crazy. Then delivered like a couple of kicks to the head. Then Tajiri then finished the match by like splashing having Super Crazy underneath the table. Then Tajiri then like dove from the turnbuckle with his feet through the table onto Super Crazy. Then Tajiri was able to pin Super Crazy and get the win. So Tajiri and Mikey Whipwreck ended up winning the match. So that was a pretty great match right there. Like a lot of like cool moments in the match, and just like a really awesome match. And like I said, really just like the same kind of matches that like Super Crazy and Tajiri were really having at the time, such as the ones that I have already talked about here. So so that really was a pretty great match right there. So so I give that match 4.25. And then we got the main event and a three-way dance for the ECW World Championship with Steve Corino defending against Just Incredible and Jerry Lynn. And this was another pretty great match right here. Like, this was definitely like much better than the Double Jeopardy match at November to Remember. So I'm not really sure if like Sandmate's absence for this match really like made it so much better or what. But this really was just like yeah, this was a lot better than the match at November to Remember. Yeah, they smartened up this time and really just like made it a three-way dance. Yeah, like I said, the match at November to Remember really should have just been a four-way dance. Yeah, but yeah, they smartened up and did it right this time. Yeah, and this was a pretty great match. Like a lot of weapon use in the match, like kendo stick used early on, and yeah, the guys were like fighting all around the ring and into the crowd. Oh yeah, yeah, and yeah, some like really nice, like cool moves and counters in the match. At one point, like Jerry Lynn did like a double sunset flip on both a Steve Corino and Just Incredible. Yeah, there were like some really awesome like moves in the match. Like one point, Jerry Lynn hit a That's Incredible on Just Incredible. Then Jerry Lynn delivered his cradle pile driver to a Steve Corino onto a chair. So really just like really nice fast paced match, and yeah, the three guys really did like very well in this match. Yeah, then eventually Jerry Lynn ended up getting eliminated when Just Incredible delivered a That's Incredible to Jerry Lynn. And Jerry Lynn got eliminated, and then it was down to Just Incredible and Steve Corino. Yeah, and it continued to be like really great. Like there was like suplexes on a ladder. There was this one point where they were fighting in the crowd, and Just Incredible like was like over the barrier, and Steve Corino tried to climb after him. Just Incredible then like nailed Steve Corino with a kendo stick multiple times. Yeah, then eventually Steve Corino like fell into the crowd. Yeah. And Steve Corino then like was able to survive. That's incredible. Yeah, and yeah, and the guys got like thrown into a ladder like numerous times in the match. Yeah, and yeah, then eventually Steve Corino then was able to you hit a old school expulsion on Just Incredible and was able to pin him. So yeah, so Steve Corino was able to retain the ECW World Title. Yeah, and then after the match, then the Sandman came in and then like a nailed Jack victory with a kendo stick, and then attacked Steve Corino and then just stole the ECW Championship belt. Yeah. So this overall, once again, was a pretty great, fast-paced match. Definitely much better than the Double Jeopardy match from November to Remember. So I give that match a 4.25 as well. So overall with the show, I guess I would give it a 7.25 out of 10. Like I said, it's mainly due to the last two matches. The last two matches really are like really great matches. So those really do like save the show from really just being like a kind of a mediocre show. Because yeah, the rest of the show really just seemed to be like pretty mediocre. Like I said, like it was like a very up and down show up until the last two matches. Like I said, like the matches, like the second and third matches were like not really all that great. The opener was just kind of okay, and the ECW match was just kind of okay, and some other like kind of good matches on the show as well, with like the tag team title match and the CW and Tommy Dreamer match. So the rest of the show really is like there's like okay parts, there's like good parts, and there's bad parts. So the rest of the show really is just all over the place. But yeah, like I said, with the last two matches really being great, I really do think that really does make this show a good show. So I find it really hard to really not give the show a pass due to the last two matches. So as far as recommending the show, I really do say just like the last two matches really are the matches that are really worth watching. Everything else really is just kind of like skippable. So yeah. So I really do say like I guess the show really is like worth checking out, but only like for the last two matches. Everything else is really just going to be like very mixed throughout for the entire thing. So I'm not really sure if I would really recommend the show as a whole, but yeah, definitely check out the last two matches. All right. So I guess this is all I can really say about it. All right. So this does it for my review of ECW Massacre on 34th Street 2000. Hope you guys did enjoy this review. And we've only got one more original ECW pay-per-view to go. So I'll have my review up for that show probably later on tonight. All right. So stay tuned for my review for that show coming up later tonight. All right. But I hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.